Hello and welcome back to another episode of So Sweet Violet. My name is Jooles and this podcast is to share the crafty side of my life. You can find me on Patreon, Instagram, Ravelry and my shop as So Sweet Violet, and the links are below this video on YouTube. For my shop, my daughter and I make heirloom pieces including project bags, beautiful kits and patterns, and we also stock high quality tools and notions for crafters. I live in West Sussex in England with my husband and little Mabel, our whippet. Hello, I'm back for episode 86. I got it wrong last time. It's a very, very rainy day today. It's grey and bleak and all I can see in front of me, looking out the front of my house, there's a road. Can't see the road, but I can see the rain coming down in stair rods, as my father-in-law used to say. And the road is noisier than usual because just outside our house there's a drain on the road and it's blocked and there's a huge, huge puddle. So some cars just drive like maniacs through it and spray water everywhere. Some people stop dead and think, I don't know what I'm doing. And some people go through like a normal person, carefully. I did see somebody the other day, because we've had quite a lot of rain, and the other day a van drove through the puddle and this poor lady who was just walking along the pavement happened to be at this point the same time as the van drove like a maniac through, and it just showered her with dirty water off the road. And I thought, how rude to do that and how inconsiderate. And you can see that puddle coming up for a long way. It's a straight bit of road, and he'd have seen that lady there, and I just felt so sorry for her. And I could tell she was like, whoa. I could just see the rain, well not the rain, the road water just drowning her. Anyway, that's a funny start to my journal, isn't it? I have got quite a few of every section to chat about today. Some finished things, some in the making, yes, some fun things. I think it's been about 4 or 5 weeks since my last journal, and I did want to record this a bit earlier, but things have happened, health-wise of course. But I'm okay-ish now and I'm really up for recording a journal. I've missed you. There'll be links below to all the things that I chat about, yarn, patterns, that kind of thing. For most things I'll just link you to my Ravelry project pages because all the details are there. I've got a ring light up there. Amy and Other Knits, formerly Taylor Studio, otherwise known as my bestie, told me that if I put my ring light high up it won't make me look like an owl with reflections in my glasses like this because I can't bear it. So I'm trying that, but it's a bit glary. I hope it's okay. I have got a cup of chamomile tea. Look at that! This gorgeous mug is from Hobgon Pottery and look at the little bunny! Oh, it's so cute. I saw my friend Teresa had one of these mugs and she had a little mouse, and I thought, oh my goodness, I need one of those. It's just the cutest little thing. So I treated myself. Yes, very naughty. I just can't resist mugs. They're just so tempting. So I've got chamomile tea today because I fast until lunchtime. Right, let's get going with some knitting finished objects. Oh, what I'm wearing. Let me show you what I am wearing. So this is my hortensia wrap. Got a little tie here. I love this. I think it's such a sweet touch. And this is a pattern by Amy, who I mentioned a moment ago. And Other Knits is her Instagram name now. And it's just, I just can't rave about Amy's patterns enough. She just holds your hand. She gives you so much detail of placing stitch markers so that you can go back and you know exactly where to pick up, or I don't know, she's just, her pattern writing is amazing. I think, and I know she's my friend, but I think they are the very best patterns I have ever used. So never be worried that you might not be able to knit one of Amy's garments, because she gives you so much detail that it's very hard to go wrong. I'd like to knit the whole catalogue of Amy's patterns. But anyway, let's get back to this. So I knit this. I didn't get gauge. I'll show you what yarn I used. So I used Knitting for Olive. Oh, it's a bit bright now, isn't it? I wonder if I turn this down a little bit. I hope that's better. So I used Knitting for Olive, merino, and I think it's just called silk mohair, soft silk mohair and merino in the colour Plum Clay. And it's a brown, but it does have kind of a hint of plummy or purpley colour in it, which is really beautiful. And those yarns held together give a really lovely, you can see the halo, a really lovely look. And I'm a wuss with mohair, but this, I know I've got a collar, so it's not affecting me at my most sensitive area, but it feels super soft. And it was a joy to work with. I will definitely be using Knitting for Olive again, and they have such a lovely range of colours. So I didn't get gauge, but Amy helped me figure out what size to knit with the gauge I got. So I knit a size 5, and I think I ended up with a size between a size 3 and 4, I think that was right. I didn't change a thing. I just followed the pattern to the letter. I normally say I followed the pattern exactly, except for, but in this case I followed the pattern exactly. And I just think it's beautiful. It's such a nice fit. I love the way it crosses over. It looks great with dresses. See, shall I give you a 12? Yeah, I just think it's gorgeous. The only thing I think I'd have changed is I should have knit the sleeve a bit longer before starting the cuff, but that was my fault. But actually I quite like this, and it, I don't know, it cinches in here and it puffs out a bit here. The tie, so this one you can see goes through, there's a little hole in the side here. I need to do a bit tighter actually, and then it wraps, and then this side wraps all the way around to meet it here, and then you tie it in a little bow. And I'm really happy with it. I love the colour. I think it's perfect with this kind of dress, and dresses are my favourite type of clothing, except when I'm at home and working, and I generally wear jeans or yoga pants or something like that. But if I'm going out and I want to look nice, I'll always choose a dress because I just feel so nice in a dress. And oh, that's unusual for me. Oh no, it's not. So I went up to a 3.5 for the ribbing and a 4.5 for the body. So it should be a 3.25 for the ribbing. I went up to 3.5, and it should be a 4mm for the body, and I went up to a 4.5 because that's the fabric I liked. And then Amy worked it out for me. The perks of having a designer friend. There's a lot of brown coming up. So the next thing I finished are these socks. Look how long they are. And I call them my boring knee highs because they are very boring. But I tell you what, they are fantastic. They've gone a little bit bobbly. Oh look, they're clean, but they look like they're grubby. They're not. They're clean out of the wash. And you can't really see much detail. I did a beanie toe and a go-day heel, and I based these on my Sweet Vanilla toe up sock pattern. So once I'd knit a normal length sock for me, I then started to do some increasing, and then I knit a little bit plain, and then I did a little bit of decreasing before the cuff. I've put all the details of what I did on my Ravelry project page, which will be linked below. And they're fabulous, and I did a really long cuff so they can turn down so they don't cut into my leg under my knee, and they look so long, and they are so long, but once I've got them on, they kind of obviously do this and fill out a bit, so they're not as long, but they are perfect, and I actually really enjoyed knitting them. It was a time when I really wasn't feeling brilliant and definitely not up to anything complicated, and these were just round and round and round. I've got some more of this yarn in a kind of plummy colour, dark purple plummy colour, so I'd like to make another pair. The yarn does felt a bit, I think, or I don't know, what would you call that? Kind of, it's not worn. Well, it's not thinning or anything. I've only worn them a couple of times, but yeah, it does bobble. But I think it will last quite well. It feels pretty sturdy. So I knit these in the round on a 2.25 needle. I think it was a 24-inch cable, which is my favourite for knitting socks. And I just knit forever. There we go, there's the whole length. It's a lot of knitting. Look. Oh. But they're great. I absolutely love them. And I love knee-high socks. I don't like wearing tights at all. I just don't like the feeling. And when they start riding down a bit, oh, I just don't like it. So I bought some knee-highs from Marks and Spencer's, but they're not a patch on these. They're kind of not quite long enough. They're okay, and I do wear them, but these are the bee's knees. Love them. So yeah, I'm going to be making some more of those. My next finished thing is something very cute. Oh, let me check my basket. Look at this basket. It's from my lovely friend Sharon. Love that. Okay. So my next finished things actually are a gift for my friend. Oh, I can't say who it's for. Can't say who it's for. But these are gifts for somebody who's going to become a grandma to a little boy. And look, oh my gosh, it's a little bear bonnet. Isn't that adorable? Oh, I love it. Really nice detailing on this bonnet. I love it. I've knitted it before, and I'll definitely knit it again. I just think it's so cute. And to match, I made some dear little mitts. Oh my gosh. Look. Oh, so sweet. So let me tell you about the hat first. So the hat requires 1 strand of fingering weight and 1 strand of mohair. And I had this yarn that I really wanted to use, and it's Sweet Sparrow, pretty sure it was Nuthatch, in Robin's Egg from lovely Julie. I've had it a really long time and I just love it. It's such a beautiful colour, but I didn't have any mohair. So what I decided to do was hold this double and do the very smallest size, because I thought it would come out a bit bigger. And it has come out a tiny bit bigger, but not very much. So that worked out really well. And let me give you another look. Very sweet. Those ears are just adorable. I love the little eye cord. It finishes it really nicely all around the edge. And I wanted to knit some little mittens to go with it, with a string. So cute. So here's the little mittens. So cute. And they are, oh, this is the Knitting for Olive Bear hat pattern. I'm sorry, it's so bright because I've got that light on. And the mittens And the pattern for the mittens is Teeny Tiny Knit Mitts by We Knit Together. And these little mitts call for DK, so I just held the 2 strands together to make a DK. And I just think they're so cute. What is it about mittens on a cord that is so adorable? The bear bonnet is by Knitting for Olive. Yeah, so I thought they were adorable. The little mittens, I knit them in one evening. Oh, I just love those. I kind of like myself some on a string. Oh, how cute. Okay, so did I change the needle size? I don't think so. I think I did exactly what they asked, which is a miracle again. So that is everything for finished things. So let's move on to in the making. Where shall I start? Maybe I've got quite a lot in my adorable Peter Rabbit bag that was given to me by my lovely friend Sharon for Advent. It's made by Jibby Rousseau's. Really cute. Not that you can see it because of brightness, but anyway. And these are my February socks. I'm taking part in the Dandelion and Dogwood 24 in 24 knit along, which I think I said about last time, but it's, you knit 24 socks in 2024, so that equals 12 pairs. I'm very behind and I don't think I'm going to get February socks done, but here is where I am. I think I'm going to try and turn this light off and see what happens. Oh, it's very dark. It's not really helped much either. Yes, so these are my February socks, which I think will probably become March socks. Look at that. These are in our shop. We've got lots of lovely progress keepers in our shop, but this is perfect for Easter coming up. I love those bunnies. We've got one holding a carrot as well. It's so cute. The yarn I'm using are these two, which look like so light on the screen. Very annoying today. Well, this one's much warmer and this one's much brighter. And I'm knitting the Broken Seed Stitch socks. I think it's a free pattern, but I'm not 100% sure, so I had to be careful what I say. But it's basically you alternate these two yarns and one row is plain and the other row has some patterning. It is absolutely pouring down outside. And it makes this lovely texture. On the back you can see more of the yarn. This is the colour that I used for the toe, and that will be used for the cuff as well. I mean, I'm not far off finished this one, but I don't know, I'm struggling a little bit with knitting at the moment. I've kind of lost my mojo a bit, so I'm not sure I will get these finished. So this one is Spice Girl from Dandelion and Dogwood. This one, I'm not sure. Oh, this one's Mr. B's yarns, Lovely Claire and John, and it's called Leg Warmers. So I'm alternating those two. Yeah, so I've plugged in the Broken Seed Stitch pattern into my vanilla toe up because, well, that's just my favourite pattern. My favourite sock shape. So it's got a Godet heel, I don't know if you can see that, and a beanie toe as usual. Yeah, and not much else to say about those. Not loving them. I mean, they look gorgeous, but just not loving knitting them. So I think they may get budged along to March, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just finish one and then knit a different sock and go back. I know it won't be very good for entering the sock along, but I just want to make myself, oh no, look what I've done. What a wally. Oh, I'll sort that out later. That is so annoying. At least it's the end. I could cut that off if it came to it. It's not so good for entering the make along because you have to enter February socks in February. So, well, it doesn't really matter. I plan to knit myself 12 pairs of socks this year. So I've shown you these. I showed you these on my last episode. These are my almond socks and my first pair in my basket. So I really should sort myself out and finish those February socks. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I need to show you a disaster next. Okay. So I think I chatted about making the field beret. By Camilla Vad. Yes, by Camilla Vad, and it's a really lovely beret, and I really wanted this beret, and so I was prepared to put in a lot of time, and it got to this point. This is a mess because I've given up. I got to this point which took me about 3 hours, ridiculous amount of time, and I've just given up. So I wanted to show you before I pulled it all out. But it has decreases, it has increases, cables, making the pattern, and it was just too much for my poor functioning brain at the moment, or probably ever. So this is going to get pulled out. The yarn is lovely, and I think I may knit another beret, maybe the Biz beret. The yarn is Vovo by Rosa, I don't know. And the colour is 07. I think it was kind of berry colourway, I think it was called. Yeah, so that's coming off the needles. And that is in my gorgeous bag from my friend Emma from Moo and Mouse. And I love this bag. Oops. We did a Christmas swap and this is what I got, plus lots of other goodies. So that's my disaster of the day. Let's carry on with knitting in the makings. Oh, look what happened this morning. This little mouse light, which I keep on the desk that I'm sitting at, I dropped him on the floor and he's lost his tail. I have got the tail. It's been mended a few times, poor little thing. Where is the tail? Just trust me. Oops, gosh, what's going on? That's his tail. It's been mended quite a few times. Oh no, the tips come off as well. Oh no, how sad. See, this tip's come off and that's come off his body. I think I may just get a normal plaster and stick it back on because glue is not working. And I think it would look quite funny with a plaster stuck around his tail. So my next in the making is Father Christmas's laundry line. I like to call Father Christmas Father Christmas. To me, he's not Santa. He's not. He's Father Christmas because that's how I grew up. I used to call him Father Christmas. But this does say Santa's laundry line, but I'm calling it Father Christmas's laundry line. And the pattern is by Eleanor von Castlemer. It's very cute. He's got a jacket, long johns, hats, mittens, boots, socks, all sorts. So I think I showed you this last time. I'm pretty sure I did. Isn't that cute? Very cute. So that's his little jacket. And I've made his trousers. I've not steam blocked these, so they're rolling a bit. But there's his little trousers. Oh my goodness. There we go, that's better. There's his little trousers. And I'm just using, I've got some random red minis, and I've got some undyed, and I've got some Oh, where's my floof? Oh, there it is. I haven't got much left. And I got some floof. So that's what I'm using. So kind of leftovers and random bits. I've got these teeny tiny hook and eyes for his long johns. They are extra small. They are really tiny. But I think that's what I'm going to make next. They are just in undyed colour. But I think it's adorable. And I know it's not anywhere near Christmas, but I think it's quite a good time to make Christmas things, really. It's all kind of fresh in your mind still. And you're not in any rush. I decided to order some mini pegs so I could hang it on the laundry line. And so I went onto Etsy and I ordered some what I thought were the perfect size pegs. And here they are. They are so small, I can't believe it. Look. Oh. Oh my goodness. So if anybody would like these, I am happy to send them to you. If you have a doll's house or something, yeah, I'll be happy to send them off to you. Just let me know. They are cute and I couldn't bear to get rid of them. It must have taken forever to make them. So yeah, just let me know and I will post those off to you. So next up is his long johns. I don't know if there's a separate, oh, there might be a separate picture. It's a lovely pattern. Oh, I don't think you'll be able to see it because it's white, you know, and it's all the pattern. Yeah, I can't show you that bit. So that's an in the making, and I'm really loving that. I'm very much into small things at the moment. I'm finding them, I think, more satisfying. But look at this bag. Isn't that adorable? I got this during Advent and I got it from one of my local kind of gift shops. Next up for in the making is my Betsy quilt. This is what a block looks like. I think I've got 10 or something like that. And these blocks, I'm making this up myself, this pattern, but it's pretty simple. These are 2-inch octagon templates and this is a 2-inch square template. And I'm glue basting and I'm using only Liberty of London in the Betsy print. And I've searched all over the world for different colour Betsy's. Oh, excuse me. They're very quick to make and very satisfying because that makes a big square and all you have to do is this little bit of sewing. So they're pretty satisfying. I've got lots more fabrics cut out. I've got some hexes ready to sew together. This light's silly. And I've got lots more cut out, but I need to cut out lots more. Wasn't that pretty, that one? That one. That one. That one. And that one. So I need to get cracking on this, and how I'm going to join them is, let me see if I can show you if I stand up. I think I'm going to turn this light off now. It's brightened up a little bit. Oh, that's better, isn't it? So how I'm going to join them is by using a white square, and so the flowers will just hopefully pop out of the quilt. Oh, that's better light, isn't it? Shall I show you the sock yarn again? Because that was disappointing, wasn't it? It looks a little brighter. Whether it will last. Oh, now I'm in a tangle, but I want to show you the colours. There we go. Better. Back to the Betsy quilt. So, what was I saying? For the centre, I'm using this gorgeous... is that Eloise? Oh, I can't quite remember what this print's called. But it's very, very pretty. And that will go in the centre of every one of these. I chose it because it was kind of not in your face, but kind of blendy. It just goes with all of them. So that's the centre. They're such lovely shapes to make, and I just love the shape. It's like a simple flower, kind of like a child would draw, but with edges. I'm loving that. I've been working on it since last summer, but I think I made about 4 or 5 last summer, and I've kind of got back into it again. Don't know why I got out of it, but you know, brains. Yeah, so that's my Betsy quilt, and if you wanted to join along with me, because it's a brilliant beginner project, and I think it will make a pretty fast quilt because of the size of the pieces. We have all the bits in our shop. So we stock the 2-inch octagons in, I think there's 25 in this pack, and we have 100 in a pack as well. And we've got the 2-inch squares, and there's 50 in a pack of those. We sell glue pens, and we sell needles and scissors and anything you might need. Oh, glue refills. We are stacked to the rafters. We just placed a really big order with Sew and Quilt. So we have all the lovely shapes you may like. I have done a restock of these 2 shapes so that there's plenty in stock for you. I'd love it if you'd join along with me. Obviously you don't have to use Liberty, you don't have to use Betsy. You could use quilting cotton, which would be gorgeous. The only thing I would say is I think it looks best to have the whole 4 petals the same colour. You could make the middles all different, you could make the middles all yellow, different yellows. There's so many options. You could make the background a different colour, not white, but I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. It's going to give you a little flick through. I think it's going to make the most beautiful, fun, modern looking quilt. Oops. That puddle is huge outside. They're not really showing up as vibrant as they are. That was a very sensible person. Drove around the puddle. I don't know how many I've got. There's probably about 10 or more, isn't there? Oh, it's really washing out. So that's the ones I've done. These are the ones that will be coming up. Whoopsie. And yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving that. So that is a joyous project. Next in the making, I have a crochet. That doesn't happen very often. So in my basket, I love this basket, from Kate Keller Handmade. And I've also got my lovely label from Rachel of Sew Ray Me, which says beautiful bits. And I've started making, well, I've started copying a Sandra Cherry Heart. Oh, I literally love everything she does. And I'm going to put a picture on the screen of what I fell in love, deeply, deeply in love with. And it's like a granny's flower garden quilt, but it's crochet. And she has been so helpful and so patient with me. I've made a couple of these. Actually, I've made 3. Well, I've made 5 actually, but my tension is getting looser. This was my first one. This is my second one, which is a tiny bit bigger. And this is my third one, which is bigger still. So last night I decided to try, where is it? Try and go down to so these were made on a 2.5 hook. So I went down and tried a 2mm hook. But as Sandra said, it might happen. It makes the yarn very splitty with a tiny point, because it is quite a tiny point to it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I love the first one I made. That is the size that I'd like it to be, and I like the tightness. I didn't want it all loosey-goosey. The first one I made, I think I made on a... Did I make it on a 2.5? I think I did. And I was very consciously crocheting loose because I always thought I was a tight crocheter because I'm a tight knitter. But on talking to Sandra, she's a tight crocheter, and her hexie flowers are really tiny and neat. So I tried again. I made another one, trying to tighten it up, but it still wasn't tight enough, and that one ended up going up the hoover anyway. I was hoovering and it dropped on the floor, and I heard this, and the hexie flower had gone up the hoover. I tried to save it, but it was past it. So then I made this one, and I tried to crochet tighter, and it worked, and I love it, but it did make my shoulder hurt a bit. I did this one thinking it was as tight as the first one, but it was looser. And then this one I really enjoyed making because it was much more comfortable on my shoulder, but it's too big. I don't want it that big. I don't know though, maybe I do. What do you think? I just want it really neat. Oh my gosh, that puddle is so big. A man's literally stopped. Oh, there's traffic lights. Oh, that's why it's so noisy. A man's just stopped in the middle of the puddle. Yeah, what do you think? Maybe I should continue. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with it. So maybe I should relax a bit so it doesn't hurt my shoulder and do them like this. For the background, I bought some drop snored. I think it's called Off-White, but it's colour 01. And I'm planning on doing the centre of each flower yellow. Not the same yellow, just whatever yellows I have. And the other day I went on to Lay Family Yarn's website, lovely Kelly and Nick, and just ordered all their different yellows in Nick's Pick and Mix, which is brilliant. Yeah, if you ever want small amounts of something, it's the best way to get yarn. Love it. So I think after chatting to you, I've made my mind up. Even though I love the smallness and the tightness of this, I know it's going to hurt my shoulder, and that will stop me crocheting. So I think I'm going to relax a little bit to this size where it doesn't hurt my shoulder. Look at this yarn. Isn't that lovely? Don't know where it's from, but it's one of the prettiest colours. I noticed that Sandra's hexie flowers are more solid colours, and it does look good. So I'm not quite sure where I'm going from here. So I've crocheted 4.5 flowers. This one took me about 4.5 hours. No, probably more. And this one probably took me about 3.5 hours. So I am getting quicker. Crochet is not my first love, or it's not something that I'm very good at. I have to Google every stitch and I have to concentrate so hard. But I have got the hang of these now, I think. And yeah, I'm quite excited to get going and start joining some. But I need to make some first, don't I? So that's my crochet project, which is unusual for me, and I'm loving it. I get to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm thinking, oh, I could crochet a flower tonight, and it's really exciting. So yeah, that's my granny's garden blanket. Would that be what I called it? Granny's garden blanket. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to call it. So that is that. What just fell on the floor was some fabric. I think I've got one more in the making, and it's a sewing one. I have been doing all sorts of things lately. I've been jumping. Oh no, I have got another one as well, and that's cross stitch. I have been doing more other crafts because my knitting mojo has just, I still have some, but I'm not inspired, which is annoying really, because I really want to make myself a cardigan. I have all the yarn and everything, but I'm just not feeling it. Anyway, my next in the making is a quilt. Yes, I don't do things by halves. So I'm making a teeny tiny 9-patch quilt. And the pattern is from Repro Quilt Lover. I don't know if I'm really allowed to show that, but this is the make. Oh, it's free. It's free anyway, so I can show you. It's a free pattern. And on her website, whoops, which I'll leave a link to below, she gives so many tips and tells you in great detail how to go about this. But basically, you make these little 9-patch squares. They are so minute. I love them. I'll put a picture in of what the quilt will look like, hopefully. I mean, both the granny flower blanket and this might turn out to be baby quilts and baby blankets, but I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. I really want to make this a big quilt because I think it would be incredible. So I have, so far I've made 30 and they're such a joy to make. Shall I show you my favourite one? Do you think I can find it? Oh, here it is. Oh no, that's not it. I have a few favourites. Oh, this is it. This is my ultimate favourite one. Isn't that adorable? Look how small it is. And then if you think when this gets sewn onto the square next to it, it loses another 1/4 inch all the way around. I think, if I'm not wrong, they turn out to be 1.5 inch squares finished. So that's small. I cut out lots and lots of little squares. I believe they're 1 inch squares. But I think I need some more fabrics to refresh, so I need to cut out some more squares at the weekend probably. But I have made lots of these. This is turning out to be a really long journal, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. Yeah, so I've got 30 of these little things. Yeah, so that's my sewing project. It's really fun. And what I do is I lay out on my sewing table maybe 7 or 8 blocks ready to sew with their little squares. I dropped one. And then I get sewing and it's just so fun. Okay, my last in the making, I feel like I'm speeding up now. My last in the making is cross stitch, and this is in one of our signature sewing bags that we make. We've got some in the shop at the moment, some Liberty Rainbow ones, which are amazing. I love them. So if you need a sewing bag, they're perfect size. In here I've got my Cocoa Knits design board, and I've got a 9-inch hoop. They're just brilliant for storing. And I like to store them like books on a shelf so that you can kind of just see the edge of the fabric, so that reminds you what's inside, and you can just pull the one out that you want to work on. I've got quite a few of these bags now because why not, really? So I haven't done very much at all. This is the pattern, Sewing Room Mice, I think. The mice in the sewing room, and this is as far as I've got on the tomato pin cushion. Couple of reasons. My eyes are not as good as they used to be by a long way. The Lyme's disease has really affected them and they deteriorate very quickly. I end up going to the opticians about every 9 months for a new prescription, but it does seem to have settled a bit. This is 28 gauge linen, even weave linen, and I really wanted, did I say 26? This is 28. I really wanted 26 gauge, but I couldn't find any nice linen in 26. It seemed to be Ada if you go to 26, but maybe I was looking in the wrong places. I'm not really up on all the cross stitch fabrics, so it's quite hard for me to see. I do have a magnifier, but I find them a bit clumsy to use, so I have to do this when it's very bright and I can sit near the French doors, and that hasn't really happened lately, and certainly not while I've been not working, because I work well, I sew 3 days a week, and then I do my Patreon videos every week, so that's kind of another day, and then if I record, that's another day. So I do work most weekdays, some of the time, mostly all of the time. So I don't, like if it's sunny one day, I can't just stop and do my cross stitch because I have things I've got to do. But hopefully we'll get some weekend sunshine and I can dig in and do that. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the pattern is by Brenda Gervais, and it's very, very cute. I bought all the, I feel like a floss tuber now. I bought all the called for threads, and here they are on my floss drop, I think it's called. So these are all the colours. I got the wrong red. For some reason I bought a variegated green and red, and that doesn't work for the pincushion, so I found a red in my stash. Don't know why they're in a plastic bag, but they are. So that's my cross stitch. I treated myself to something very exciting. I got some Herkle yarn by Lay Family Yarns and Gaynor from Tales of Cuckoo Land. I resisted for so long. I was thinking, no, I don't need any more yarn. I don't need it, I don't need it, I do not need it. But, I had to. I kept seeing Gaynor talk about it and Kelly show it, and it's so pretty. So yes, I treated myself. It's lovely. I'm not going to use it straight away. I'm just going to gaze at it. No idea what I'm going to make, but I had to have it. I've got some very exciting shop news to share with you. So first up, we have a new kit arriving in the shop this evening, but it won't be this evening for you. It'll be this evening for my patrons because they get to see this video first. So when you see this, it would have happened yesterday. So yesterday, we launched a brand new kit, and the kit is for this cute little pincushion. This was the star of the show in our Sewist Advent box last year, 2023, and we had so much love for these. Everyone adored them, and it's a little pincushion and scissor keep. The little pocket is made with Liberty little hexies, so it's English paper piecing, and it's lined with a gorgeous stripe. The pincushion itself is made from linen, and it has a seam in the middle back, so you don't have any side seams that distort it. Beautiful fabrics. The fabrics in the kit actually do vary from this. This is Bryony's baby. And to make the kit, she just went through our Liberty stash and took out all the fabrics she loved and that looked really lovely together, and cut and cut and cut hundreds of little hexies. So each kit has a selection from that fabric collection. Does that make sense? Each kit has some fabrics from, no. Each kit varies. So each kit is slightly different with different fabrics, but I'll put a picture in here of all the fabrics that she chose, and you will get a selection of those fabrics. That makes more sense. Some things are hard to say, aren't they? Hard to explain. The kit comes with everything you need to make this. We also have an ultimate kit which comes with a box of Merchant & Mills pins, a pair of beautiful goldwork scissors from Merchant & Mills, and was it a glue pen? I think it might have been a glue pen. So you can either get just the standard kit, we'll ignore the pins because they don't come in the standard kit, but you get everything you need to make this gorgeous hexy pincushion and scissor keep. It comes in a gorgeous box. You'll have to excuse the tissue paper on this because Bryony had beautifully wrapped it, but I needed to unwrap one to show you. So I'll need to redo this later. Fold some nice tissue. So in the box, which is one of these lovely keepsake boxes, nice and sturdy with our logo on the front. In here you'll get the bag of stuffing, you'll get a reel of thread, you'll get all of the, we can't really see, all of the Liberty hexes. These are all Liberty fabrics to make the pocket. You'll get the paper templates, you'll get, put this down, you'll get 4 clips, you'll get the linen to make the back, well, the main part of the pincushion, you'll get the gorgeous Tilda stripy fabric that is the backing to the pocket, and you'll get the batting, and you will also get the pattern, which is beautifully detailed, lots of pictures, and nice sturdy card. And it all comes in that gorgeous keepsake box I showed you. So with the ultimate kit, am I blurry? No. With the ultimate kit, you'll get all those things, plus scissors, plus pins, and I'm pretty sure it's the glue pen. But it will be obviously in the listings. So yes, we've got lovely new kit coming, which I'm very excited about. We do love having kits in the shop because they're really fun, aren't they? You can buy a kit and you've got everything you need to make a project. I think it's lovely, it's such fun. Also, they make the perfect Mother's Day gift for any crafty mum. We are also, oh, you've got a good sneak peek then. We're also working really hard towards our Easter fair. So we're going to be having an Easter fair. We haven't decided on the date, but it's probably the week beginning the 11th of March, probably towards the end of that week. And we are making so many beautiful things. Wait till you see this. This is our new bag. Our new bag design. Look, it's like a furry sheep. Oh, it's lovely. This is my one. It's got a gorgeous leather handle. It's lined in really sturdy linen fabric. Got one of our little labels on here. It's got the little clip. Drawstring, and they're all going to come with a gorgeous ceramic pink flower pin. Oh my gosh, that puddle! I'm going to show you when I finish recording. I'm going to record some cars going through it, but we won't pin them onto your bags. We will just give them to you on the card and you can do with them whatever you wish. But I think that just looks like the sweetest little detail. I love it. The back is the same as the front. It's a pretty big, it's our medium size, but it's very roomy. You get 5 skeins in there. I just think it's so gorgeous. I love the leather handles, which we cut ourselves from leather scraps, so nothing goes to waste. So that's this one, and we also have this one, which is a furrier sheep. I could do with some names. If anyone could help me name these bags a breed of sheep. So this is quite short and curly. This one is quite woolly, very woolly. I love them both, but I did go for this one. We're also making pouches to match these. We've got Easter crackers. We did them for Christmas. Lovely Christmas crackers in Liberty. So we thought we'd do some Easter ones as well in Liberty again with different contents. We're making needle cozies, we're making some, we've got a new design of signature bag. It's the same as our last ones but with a drawstring. We're making needle cozies to match. We are making beautiful bits baskets, more than ever. we're going to have little baskets, wicker baskets of fabric beautiful bits, bunny bookmarks, all sorts of things. We're working really hard. It's much more tricky now because Bryony only works for So Sweet Violet 2 days a week, and we've both really noticed that it's much harder to get things made. But yesterday, she works Monday and Tuesday, and yesterday she spent all afternoon cutting things out, so that I've got this massive stack of things that need sewing, so I really need to crack on with that. Goodness only knows how many 10-gram mini yarn balls I've got to wind, so many, but I have to do it in stages so I don't do myself an injury. But yeah, so much to look forward to, and I'm very inspired at the moment. I'm not inspired about the garden though. I'm normally quite excited by this stage and looking forward to planting seeds and things, but I'm not feeling it this year. I think for me, when I think about gardening, it just takes time away from my craft, which, yeah, I'd just rather be doing crafting. But gardening is good for me. It's good for us all, isn't it? PT and I did clean the greenhouse. Well, that's a bit of a lie. PT cleaned the greenhouse last weekend and I just sorted out the pots and put them back in. But the greenhouse is all ready for planting. I'm just waiting for some bits to arrive in the post. I ordered some sweet pea growing pots because I forgot to save my loo rolls, which was silly. But I've started saving them now for my runner beans and things. So yeah, the garden will happen, but I'm not feeling it at the moment. I hope you are all well. I feel like it's a long time since we chatted, but I'm planning on at least recording a journal every month, so hopefully I'll get more into the flow of it. I feel like I was a bit gibbery today. I think I'm always gibbery. Anyway, I'm wishing you all a lovely, happy, healthy and crafty time until I see you next. Bye!